Hi guys, in this video we're going to look into the Insert Edge Loop tool. Okay, so this is a tool that you can use to insert edge loops to your model, as the name suggests. You're going to find it up here under Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop there. So what this tool lets us do, it says click and drag on edges. It's telling you exactly what to do there. So I need to click and drag on an edge, so I cannot click in the middle here. I need to be on one of those edges. So if I click here, I can click and drag and you'll see a little thing. So I'm holding my left click down now. So I can now insert edge loops here. Okay, now you do need to be careful with this. If you're going to insert an edge loop, you need to do something with it. So I'm putting one sort of roughly in the middle of all of these parts here. Now I can go back. So if I double click here, so I've just pressed Q to get off of my insert edge loop tool. So you'll find that you'll stay in that tool. So I'll just show you this here. So I'll just put one here. Okay, you'll notice that I'm actually still in that tool. Here is the last tool selected over here, so I'm still in that tool. So if I was to click somewhere else, it would actually create another edge loop rather than select it. So I'm going to press Q to go back there. I'm going to double click on this edge loop here, and now I'm going to use my scale tool. So your scale tool can do all manner of things. You can push things out, make them wider. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the scale tool to just drag that in a little bit. So what this is really good for is it's good for kind of rounding out shapes, so I can add extra detail. The more edge loops my mesh has, the more detailed it is, however the bigger file size it is as well. So I'm going to take those loops, I'm going to take those in there. Might take this one a little bit further. Super. So the more edge loops I insert, the more detailed that I can make my mesh, the more vertices I have. So again, I've got these vertices here. I could take those if I wanted it to sort of round out around the front here. I might want those ones in particular to kind of curve up with it. Okay, I can tweak all of those there. So I'm getting a more detailed mesh. I'm being kind of careful with how I'm adding them so that it's really nice and detailed. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of it. Now, a few other things. So if I go up to Mesh Tools and I go to my Insert Edge tool, so we can see over here, I've got that selected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top right, and this tool here, this hammer with the sort of bullet points down the side, what this does is it opens my tool settings up. So whatever tool I have selected, it will give me settings for those. So this is giving me equal distance from edge. Okay, and this is kind of like free move. So if I do relative distance from edge, I think this is the one that I want. Okay, what this is doing is it's doing it a little bit more kind of, nope, this isn't what I wanted. Okay, so that's not the one I want, equal distance from edge. I can use multiple edge loops, and I can use an equal multiplier there. So what this is going to do is it should, okay, you see where I click and drag now, it's not moving. So now it's adding 2 edge loops in because it's set to 2 over there, and it's making them an equal distance. So now all of those 3 there are the same. So if we have a look at that on this one as well, if I click on this edge, it's going to put them in there. So it's now made those equal there. So I could do this with 1. So if I go 1, it's going to insert that perfectly in the center there. If I maybe wanted a lot of detail in some place, I could increase that to something crazy like 10. And, oh, I've lost my model now. Okay, there we go. So if I click here, it's going to obviously insert. That's too many. You want to be careful with how many you're adding in, okay? Because every time you add an edge loop in, you want to do something with that. So if I just, again, I'm going to go off my tool. You can see I'm still in the tool because it's selected over here. So I'm going to hit Q. I can do those. If I want to remove an edge loop, so if I've got an edge loop in, I don't press delete because it looks like it's okay, but you'll actually notice it's left the vertices behind. So it's left those vertexes in there. Now I can get rid of them just by pressing delete now. So I can just kind of click and drag over the area and it'll get rid of the loose ones. But what I usually do is I would select the edge loop here, double click that and press Control Delete there. So now Control Delete removes the edge and the vertex. We can also see that if we have a look up here into Edit Mesh, Delete Edge/Vertex. So it'll tell you the command over there. So delete edge/vertex is getting rid of both of them rather than leaving anything behind. Okay, you want to leave your edge loops in. When you add a loop in, you want to leave it as a loop. Please do not think, okay, I want to split this face in half, so I'm just gonna select those ones there and get rid of those. Okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just do this. And the reason for that is because I've made an n-gon here now. So this face, the one I've got selected, is now an n-gon, which means it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So that will cause us issues in the future. One of the issues it will give us is that I now cannot insert an edge loop here using that insert edge loop tool. So if I just go back to the normal tool, you'll notice it doesn't go all the way around the mesh anymore. And likewise, if I was going to do it here, it's not going around because I've got n-gons everywhere else. This is now an n-gon as well, so this is an n-gon, so it won't go around them. So be really careful. Leave those loops in. They are useful. They will help you. They will not get in the way, so don't delete unwanted ones there. Okay, that concludes my video on inserting edge loops. Thank you very much.